So, you've just landed in Brazil, ready to start your new venture. But there's a catch. You can't even buy a cup of coffee without fumbling in your pockets with really colorful cash that has animals and old men printed on them. It's a nightmare, right? Relax, because I'm about to show you how to crack the code of Brazilian banking and get you back on track to doing your business in a land where doing business isn't always as easy. Opening a bank account in a foreign country can feel like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. And it's no secret that Brazil has what feels like a confusing banking system. Now, I've seen expats who've tried to open a bank account here in Brazil only to give up due to the frustrating process. Some of these guys have even resorted to using underground services or relying on their friends to manage their finances. But I'm here to tell you that with the right guidance, you can successfully open a Brazilian bank account as a foreigner. There is one caveat though. All the information that I'm about to give you is for resident foreigners, aka people who have already gone through the immigration process and have gotten their permanent residency. However, if you don't fall into this category, stick around until the end of the video where I'll point you in the right direction on opening a Brazilian bank account as a non-resident foreigner. So your first challenge is to find a bank that accepts foreigners. Not all banks in Brazil cater to us gringos, and even fewer have English-speaking staff. So it's essential to research and find a bank that suits your needs. You might need to visit multiple branches before finding the right one. Another issue is understanding the language. Portuguese can be difficult to grasp, especially if you're not familiar with it. So be prepared to ask for clarification or bring a friend who speaks Portuguese to help you talk with the bank staff. So, what are the things that you need to open a bank account here in Brazil as a permanent resident? Here's the list. Number 1, your CPF. CPF stands for Cadastro de Pessoa Física. It's essentially the Brazilian tax ID for people. Think of it as your golden key to getting all things done here in Brazil. Number 2, you'll need to show your proof of residence. And when we talk about that, we're talking about utility bills or rental agreements signed by your landlord. Number 3, proof of income. Show them the money. Here's where you get to expose your financial self by sharing either your last tax return from your country of origin or a bank statement showing income over the past 6 months. Number 4, your visa. This can be temporary or permanent. If you have your permanent residency, you'll need to show the bank your RNE, or as it's now called, your CRNM. So what types of basic personal accounts can you open here in Brazil? Well, there are 2 main types. You can open a conta poupança, which is a savings account, and a conta corrente, a current account. The savings account is ideal for those who want to earn interest on their deposits, while the current account is better suited for everyday transactions. Some banks also offer specialized accounts for foreigners, which may have additional perks like online banking in English or multi-currency support. But here's where it gets interesting. While traditional banks might make you jump through hoops, there's a new player in town, digital banks. These tech-savvy upstarts are often more foreigner-friendly and can be a lifesaver for handling international transactions. If these sound more interesting to you, then look out for the links in the description below to some neobanks in Brazil that I think are definitely worth it. Either way, when selecting a bank, consider the fees associated with each type of account. Some banks charge high fees for maintenance, transfers, or ATM withdrawals, but also look out for banks that offer competitive rates and minimal fees. Also, think about the level of customer service you need. If you're not fluent in Portuguese, you might want to prioritize banks with English-speaking staff or online support. And make sure you have all the necessary documents before applying. Nothing's more frustrating than to get halfway through the process only to realize you're missing a crucial piece of paperwork. Another good tip is to dress appropriately for the bank visit itself. Brazilians place a strong emphasis on appearance, and dressing professionally can make a big difference in how you're treated. Finally, be patient and flexible. Opening a bank account in Brazil can take time, so plan ahead and don't expect to get it done all in one day. To put a spin on a traditional Brazilian saying, opening a bank account here in Brazil isn't like trying to slay a beast with 7 heads. That's a biblical statement. It's actually pretty straightforward once you have the correct info and documents lined up. But do you know what's like a beast with 7 heads? opening a CDE, the only bank account that a non-resident foreigner can open in Brazil. So it's a good thing that I made a video for you about that, which you can check out here. So until next time, fellow entrepreneurs, keep hustling, and remember, in the land of opportunity, even the challenges are just opportunities in disguise.